Studio smells like fall, and that's thanks to Carl Sanderfoot from New York Deli. He's here making a fall soup. Is it pumpkin-based?
It is pumpkin-based, savory pumpkin soup.
Savory pumpkin soup.
Yes.
Okay, well, why does it smell so good? What are you putting in here?
Well, it starts off with pumpkin, and it's a really simple recipe. Okay. There's only about 6 or 8 ingredients in there. We start with some sweet pie pumpkin, sweet onion, some garlic cloves, some sage, and we're just going to roast all of that off in the oven.
Does that sound good? Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay. So the first thing that we did was start with one of our sweet pie pumpkins.
Okay.
Just take that in half, best you can. Don't worry about what side the stem goes on. And then we're going to remove all the seeds and innards.
Okay.
And then once we do that, we're going to just take an onion.
So you're using the same pumpkin that you would use for pumpkin pie?
Right.
Okay.
You know, oftentimes we have these pumpkins sitting around and we use them for decoration, and we don't know what to do with the rest of them.
That would be me.
So here's something else besides making pie that you can do. So we scoop out all those insides, and we just take a whole onion. We're going to cut it into large chunks.
Okay.
Garlic cloves. You don't have to smash them up or mince them or anything. Just peel them. And then a couple of whole sage leaves, fresh sage. And then put those all into the inside of the pumpkin shells. Put a cup of water in the bottom of your roasting pan.
Do you have something in there to show us right now? Let's do that.
We'll pull that out here real quick.
Don't burn yourself.
I'll try not.
Do you need another one?
We're good.
Oh, does that look good? Okay, can you see what he was talking about? You scoop out the seeds and those ingredients that he just chopped up and the garlic right in there.
And so once we have all that, you can let it cool a little bit so you can handle it.
Okay.
And then you're just going to take a heavy spoon of some sort and scoop out all those insides.
Okay.
You want to actually save the onions if possible. So we can take those out. And then also pull out the rest of that. And then we're going to try to remove the pumpkin from the outside itself.
And how do you know when it's done? This didn't go in early enough to be soft enough, right?
It'll be fork tender. Your onions will be really soft in texture.
Okay.
And then you should be able to scoop it out nice and easily with a spoon.
Okay.
And then you can either use a food processor, or we're just going to use a regular blender here. Again, remember when you're blending things that are hot, you're going to want to make sure that your top is not tightly fitted. You know, you can throw a paper towel over it. Okay. Or just don't have your top securely on, or else that steam will pressurize in there and
I didn't know that.
Give you a nice orange ceiling. So you can pull all that out.
Very good.
And then,
so let's just imagine that you did all that, because this probably would have had to cook a little bit longer.
Yep.
Do you throw the onions and garlic in with it now or not?
You can blend up the pumpkin first.
Okay.
And then once you do that, it may be a little bit tight on you, so you can add some of your stock that you're going to be using for the rest of the soup, just to loosen it up a little bit and help the blend. Pour all of that off into a soup pan. Okay. And then in a separate batch, you can blend up your onions and garlic and add that to it.
Got it. Okay, so you're doing 2 blendings.
Right, 2 blendings.
Pumpkin and then the onions and the garlic.
Really, you could probably blend them together, but you know,
this is how you do it.
This is how I do it.
Okay, and this is it right here? Yep,
this is our finished product over here. Now, we just blended everything together and added a cup of whole milk to that. It's actually a very light recipe. You can even do it as a vegetarian recipe by using vegetable stock versus a chicken stock. Okay, and not putting the pancetta in. And not putting the pancetta in. We did crisp up some pancetta just to give a little bit more of a savory element to help round it out. You don't necessarily have to do that. And then also we took those pumpkin seeds that we reserved, just tossed them with a little bit of salt and toasted them up. Everybody's favorite fall snack. And then those make a nice crispy garnish on top of the soup as well.
They sure do. Fantastic.
So then our finished product. That's
Carl's finished product right there. Can I give it a try?
Go right ahead. You want to grab a spoon?
It really smells so good. I know it's that pancetta. That's plenty.
All right, so we got and then also, just to help give it a little more rounded out flavor, you can take some sour cream or creme fraiche and just give that a little dollop on there. If you have a pastry
Very
bag, you can
nice.
get fancy. We just use a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off. Works just as well.
I love it. Let's grab a spoon.
Sure.
Again, you're at New York Deli, which is in Grand Chute out by the Fox River Mall. And coming up next, what are you making for us, Carl?
Next, we'll have a savory pork and apple turnover. So it's kind of a soup and sandwich type of day here. All with fall ingredients.
I love it. Thank you so much.